Hi, welcome back to our new episode. Today we have a special guest from UTC Prague. Her name is Eliška. She went on the student mobility to Spain, and we would like to talk about how your student mobility can benefit you in your studies, also in your culture, and how you want to perceive in your future life.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us here. So my first question is, how did you even know about this mobility?
So at first I always wanted to go for some semester abroad, for some Erasmus at first. And then once I came to uni, maybe actually even before I did some research if there is an option to even go out for a semester or longer or shorter. And this uni had the option, the Erasmus option. So as soon as I got to uni, I started doing my deeper research, and I saw there are few options of universities. As we are a technical university, most of the options are for chemistry part, for the chemists. But because I study economics and management at the uni of chemistry, so we had fewer options. But I found some, and I started applying as soon as possible.
Yes, and through the applying process, do you have multiple procedures?
Yes, yeah. There's so many paperwork. Like you need to do some learning agreement before mobility. So you do a research of the uni at the uni's webpage. And you find some study plan. So you make a paper, which can seem quite difficult. So you don't know what to put in. But then you make a study plan that is recognizable. If you're lucky, it's recognizable at your uni. And you have some limits. I think you have to do the learning agreement before mobility. You need to set it on 27 or 25 credits or something like that. Around 30, I think it is. But at the end, you can come back only with 15. But you need to find a uni that will give you enough credits. So that was a bit tricky because you need to choose 3 of them. And for me, it was quite difficult to find the ones I want to go at. And doing this paperwork, it's like this. Then you're during the application, and you still need to have a certificate, which I was lucky to already have. So that was less work for me. And then you're just coordinating, and you're just talking to the uni coordinator that's taking care of the Erasmus or the mobilities. And it takes a lot of time. Also searching the unis and their websites, they're not easy to find something at. And yeah, that's...
Yes, and through the procedure, did you have any support from your, for example, international relationship office, or mostly about learning agreements, because sometimes students are really lazy and don't know how to properly do them, and then do them 3 or 4 times, and they are frustrated about it.
Yeah. I actually had few breakdowns over the learning agreement, because it's I don't know, the document it's quite... it's messy, and I just didn't know what to put where, which table to put my courses that I selected and everything. But we have a really good... she's a student still at our uni. She's doing masters, and she's a coordinator of these mobilities. So she helped me a lot. She was really supportive, and she showed me the way. And it was not she done everything for me, which I didn't want to. Because also what I think part of going on Erasmus or getting to actually go is you do all the paperwork and you're ready for it. If you can't manage it, I don't think you're it's going to be quite difficult abroad for you if you're not able to manage to do all this. So she just helped me to realize what she's helped me with the paperwork, what to put there. And it was my job to choose the courses and everything. So she just helped me a bit. She gave me a hand, but she was there all the time whenever I need something. So
of course, I would say it's first step in between this, the independence, what you need to do in the Erasmus process, or if you want to go abroad, you need to be independent. You need to know how to at least the basics, how to do the stuff. If you don't know, like for example, to where to put some stuff, you can put it wrong and then like redo that. It doesn't matter. But the procedure, you will learn in procedure, and it doesn't matter if you are, for example, first time do it wrong and then again. But you just don't need to get frustrated about it. The frustration can make your life hell, but on the other hand, yes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And when we talk about the learning agreement, I want to stop near the subjects because it's like really important. From my personal view, when I was on mobility on Erasmus, we have different courses and different like points to those courses and the subjects. So how did you choose them, and what was your like personal preferences?
Okay, so at first I was about to go to Girona, which is like close to Barcelona, and it looked perfect with the subjects and everything. And as I am only in the second year, I still have quite like so many courses to choose from, and I'm still missing enough credits. Like before the mobility, I was still like left with enough credits to like complete. So I choose something in Girona, and I did the learning agreement for that and for Madrid and for the third school also. But after I was nominated and the school accepted me, and they sent me a different paper with different courses. So it was everything I already studied my first year at this uni in Prague. So I texted the coordinator if it's still possible to apply for a different school, because I would gain nothing, not even enough credits to come back. So it would be useless. And they accepted me to Madrid the day after. So I was lucky. And I was also lucky that they have like huge variety of options. So I came back with 27 credits, and everything's recognizable, and it helped me also in advance. Like my classmates they are studying like this course, and I already done that in Madrid. So also the main one, the compulsory one are like, I was lucky that I could have done them there, which is good. And I didn't miss that much here. So I'm happy to have it.
I'm glad to hear that, because also from my personal or what my friends told me, sometimes you have to decide if you want to go on Erasmus and then extend your studies by one semester, because many students cannot come to this agreement. They cannot have the specialized courses like they have here in Czech Republic. So they have to again go back, but it doesn't matter to them. Many of them still go, and it's a still great experience. But it solely depends on you personally if you want to do this
and extend
the extension. Maybe harsh, but it's up to you.
One of the professors at our uni, he was like afraid that I'm going to extend my bachelor degree, and he told me I should have leave it to the masters. Like extending masters is better than extending like bachelor degree. But I was like, still, I'm about to do it. Like always wanted, and if I'm gonna wait, it might never gonna happen. Like, what if I'll have something else in 2 years here, and I'll be like, oh, I can't go or something. So I was like, I'm gonna go, and I went. And no matter the credits, I actually needed like 15 credits to be able to come back and not giving back any money, and I did. So I'm happy that probably I will not extend. Because now I have enough credits, and I managed to study something online, because we have the courses online also if we're here. So it was also easier. So the whole semester was quite a success for me, which I'm happy to have.
I'm glad to hear that.
But not everyone has it, of course.
Yeah, it's individual and personal for everybody. And I'm glad to hear that because, sometimes it doesn't work out so well, but you are the example that it can work out. It just needs to be thoroughly looked, thoroughly researched, and maybe you find a way to squeeze in between.
Just have a little, like, few breakdowns and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to continue. After you arrived to Spain, what was your first impression?
My first impression, I think it was the public transportation and the weather, of course. I mean, even though I left Czech Republic the end of August, which was still quite warm weather and sun, and I've been to Spain only like twice when it was snowing, and the second time it was like for 5 hours because I had like a layover in Barcelona, so I had the option to only like go through a city, but I've never been to Spain before. And I felt like everything is simple. Like even the public transportation, what I mentioned from the airport, and I lived close to the airport, which was good. And I felt like everything is so simple. Like it was not confusing. I knew where to go. The Google Maps worked before I like download some app for the public transportation. And I also felt relief because I wanted to leave everything here and just experience this. And I felt overwhelmed before the departure. So I felt like I could have breathed again there. And yeah, the simplicity and the life there, they are all like the Spanish people. They're so chill. They don't care about time, and they don't rush, and they go to sleep late. They wake up late, which was hard for me because I'm an early bird, and I wake up pretty early and I'm productive in the morning. But at the end, I came back for like 5 days to Czechia, and I immediately wanted to go back. And I still do want to. So the simplicity and the Spanish life, it was crazy.
It's really nice, like Spain in general.
Mm-hmm.
But people, when you live among the Spanish people, it's much more different when you go on a vacation. It's just, you enjoy the vacation, but still...
Yeah, they're so nice.
Still when you are staying there, you can see and you can see the culture and also experience in many forms. And did you have any dealings, for example, you have to deal with Spanish government or like some other things?
At first I had to deal with the hospital because I needed antibiotics. And then I was dealing with police because my phone got stolen. And in the hospital, the receptionist and the nurse, they didn't speak English, which was a tricky part. So when she asked for a number, the day before we were doing numbers in our Spanish class, so I was like, I know I can tell you my phone number in Spanish. But the doctor was speaking English, so I knew what was he saying. But the policeman didn't. He was like, I came there with my iPad and I had everything translated to Spanish, so he would know what happened. So we did he wrote some report and tried to avoid any conversation with me. He was just asking for simple questions. He tried to speak in English, but it was difficult for him and it was difficult for me. But everything worked out in the end. So I had to be like in a hospital and police station, but experience.
Yeah. Those experiences are really not what you want to experience, but sometimes things happen.
Makes you stronger.
Yeah, makes you stronger. Yeah. And other way around, I want to also ask about for example, when you had your papers, did you need some identification or something like for the Spanish government? Because in some countries, when you go abroad, they would need from you. For example, when I was in Croatia, I need to set up my temporary stay before I could even do something and study. So Did you have something similar?
There was this number, identification number, that we were all like afraid that we have to have, but it was mostly for like if you wanted to work there and you wanted to be somewhere officially, you needed the number. But we were told from the uni that if we're there less than 6 months, which I was there like for 4 months, we don't need such a number. Like we had the status of students, so we were good. But I knew about a number, and it has some benefits, like for I don't know, buses, trains all around the country, because they are quite pricey. But also paying for there was like a fee for the number, and I was still like, should I do it? Should I not? I was afraid that it's something illegal not to have the number, but in the end it wasn't. So, but if I wanted something official, like to have a part-time job or something, I would need that number, of course. But as a student, no.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that, because it depends solely on the country where you are staying in, but most of the times the local university where are you coming, they will explain you everything, just like they explained it to me when I was coming there. They explained me like need to go to this police office to get your number and so on, and after that you will be fine, and so on. Did you? How many students for Erasmus did travel to the Madrid in your semester?
From my uni.
No, I
Or
mean
in
like
general?
did you encounter like together like
All the international people.
yeah,
in one-
international
yeah.
people?
I think it was around few hundreds, because at the first days, we had some open days, and we were in this big class, and we couldn't even fit in. And I think it was few hundreds. I don't think it was over 1,000 though, but maybe 500 students, 400. But they were like faculties. The whole unit, it's called Comillas, and it has I don't know, four faculties, and most of them came to the business faculty. But I was at the engineering part. So overall, like for the engineering part, we were not even 100 probably. But for the business and other like law and everything, it was like in total we were around hundreds. So
I'm glad to hear that, because some people think they will be there alone, studying with the foreigners, like for example Spanish people. But no, you will be studying with other foreigners that came, and they also most of the time is knew only English, so you will be talking to each other, communicating, spending your time together.
well, that's what I thought. But
Okay.
even though I was in first days with all these people, I ended up in some classes alone with Spanish people. But it was mainly because all of my friends, they were from computer science, like they were studying computer science because they came to the engineering part because they're studying computer science. But they also have like a double degree called business administration, so they can study computer science and business administration. And as we come from like chemistry and technological university, I was doing the engineering and the business administration part. So we were only 3 from our uni, and our classes differed because they are in the 3rd year. So they had different classes. So I was usually only with Spanish people studying their double degree in a class alone with them, because others were just computer science side. So I ended up alone, not with many internationals, and not even my friends that I made. They were all together and I was separate. So I felt, I don't know, I wanted the experience to have friends in the class and speak to them, but the Spanish people, they knew I'm leaving in like a few months. So when they had to talk to me through some projects or like assignments or something, they talked to me, but not any other way. Not like they didn't want to be friends with me that much. I don't know why. I'm super talkative, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't have like a good feeling, or they just didn't want to make friends from the internationals. I don't know. Not sure. Or they were shy maybe because of their English. That's what happened like many times. They didn't want to speak English, like
Yeah.
Spanish people.
Yeah, it's understandable that they maybe don't know the English the best way or any other options, but mostly people who do not want to or like don't know English so well, so they are stuck with their own language and they don't want to talk to you because they are afraid that they will say something stupid and will be looked at as inferior or something like that. But yeah. And did you have a time to make new friends?
Yeah, of course. Like the first opening days, there were two of them, not friends but days, and already the first day, it was also my second day in Spain. It's a crazy story how we all met, but I met few of them on the halls while wandering around school or in the gym we were looking at, which was a school gym. So I met like 3 people there already, and then we found another 2 guys, I think. And there was like a school church, and that's where we made like a circle and realized, hey, we're hungry, we need to go eat somewhere, and ended up on like a lunch together. And then we made some group, like Instagram group, that was quite silent. But after a week, we somehow managed to get to this hill, which we wanted to see a red moon on. It was like in September, I think it was visible also here. And then we realized this is the group we want to spend time with. And it was even like more people because the next day, some of us met someone else and came with them. So we were like a group of 10 or 11 people. And that's what we were like until the end. We're like going to some events, parties, traveling together, and we're still in touch as a group. So they're my closest friends. And of course, I made friends like on the road. I went to some, because there are some companies like agencies for students. So I met some people from all around the world there through some trips or something. So like this, but these are the closest, which I met like in the first few days.
It's nice to hear that because, many people think they won't be able to find their friends, or like they will be too afraid to talk to somebody. But don't worry, people are there for this also. They are not there only for the studying and so on. Like they're also to make friends, and they will be really talkative, really friendly, and you will be able to find many friends. But it's come from you if you want.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I need to say that I'm quite extroverted, like a lot, and it's not hard for me to start speaking to someone in actually any language. Like even though I don't speak Spanish, I think I could be able to just say a few words and like because I'm not shy. But maybe for some people they are like, I want to be more alone, but still doing Erasmus. I think they will in the end up with friends. Like there's, I don't know, accidentally maybe.
yeah, of
But
course.
it's not. It's can be hard for them as they are like shy or not that extroverted. They are introverted and everything. But I think it's worth it to talk to someone in the end, and it's the part of it.
Of course. But you will have also maybe opportunities from ESN. I want to talk about also that. If ESN for you organize some events or organize some other trips around Spain.
So our uni didn't have ESN part because it was a private uni. But other unis had it, and I was able to get the ESN card, but I didn't after all because there were more popular these like student agencies. I just forgot the name, but they were like, what I know, they were like 2 of them, and they were connected to the uni. So they made like WhatsApp groups for us of sports, I don't know, culture, cooking, and everything, and trips. And also like different types of sports, and they connected you with others that love to do what you love to do. And so that was easy to find, I don't know, people for run clubs or yoga or trips. And they also do like you pay, I don't know, sometimes it was pretty expensive, so we traveled on our own because we already were a group, so it was easier. But once I paid like around 30 euros to go to Valencia, which was like 5-hour bus, and the train went like for 2 hours, and I'm not saying I regret that, but that's why I got on antibiotics, actually. Traveling by bus, AC everywhere, spending the day on the beach. But it was worth it. And I was considering like joining more trips, but then I didn't have time, and we wanted to like travel with our friends, not depending on the agency, but they had really nice program for like students, and also I followed the ESM part of other universities, their profile, um, and all the trips. Like I think they took a good care of international students. So yeah, but I haven't. I think I haven't joined any ESN program or event or something.
Yes, understandable. When you have like a group of friends, it's much better to organize it yourselves, of course. But on the other hand, you still have the options, the
Support.
the support through whatever you want to do. Or, for example, I can talk from my personal experience when we have ESN in our school. They also organize this trip also across the border. So if you want to just cheaply to go somewhere, sometimes they were cheap, sometimes they were much more pricey. But so it depends on you which one you want to see. If you want to go for more cultural events or like more like open, like more party events, or like it solely depends on your personal view, a personal integration, or if anything, how you want to be perceived, and you will have multiple options to choose.
Yeah, for sure not gonna be bored because there are many options, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming. Like you don't know what to choose from. So yeah, I felt quite overwhelmed sometimes because there were many options for the weekend or for even a day. And yeah, but you will never feel bored thanks to this.
And you already touched your studies. I want to go a little bit deeper. Did your studies were hard? For example, I mean, from the English point of view, with your teachers knew properly English, or there was a barrier communication, or how did they perceive you as international students when you were, like, for example, in a Spanish group of students?
It was not hard. Like I only have experience with summer school, which was 14 days, and we were studying in English, but they were Czech teachers, so it was like in any case you could have like come to them and ask them about, hey, I don't understand this. Could you please explain it to me in my language? But I didn't have to, of course. And it was like a good preparation for going abroad and studying English. Of course, I was a bit afraid that I will not understand like something, but I think this last year I got more confident, and I went there and I started to be afraid the moment I was in the class. Like the teachers were, two of them were British, or one of them was British, which I was afraid a bit because their accent. And then the second one was American, I believe, and others were originally Spanish. But their English was really good. It was like, of course, you could have like heard the accent, but I quite liked it, like the Spanish accent, and it made it a bit easier because I can't imagine like listening to a native speaker. Like now, I can't imagine like what if he would have their accent and I would be like lost. But I had microeconomics in English, and I think the language was not the barrier. It was the topics and everything. Like I would struggle with it also in my own language. So when I saw the scripts in Czech, because my classmates, they were studying it, micro here. So I saw the scripts and I thought it might help me, but I felt more confused than in English. So I was like, I'm not going to mix it with Czech. I'm just going to learn it in English. And so it also made it, like thinking in English also made it easier. Then I couldn't have to translate everything. So I didn't have a difficulty with this, which was good. Only like the academic part was harder. Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable from the point of view of what you are studying. But yeah, if you have like really good type of teachers, for example, yeah, I can cannot say that because some of my teachers, when I was studying Croatia, have really bad accent and I couldn't properly understand them. Like what they were saying, I was like looking at them like, can you repeat that, please? Because I cannot understand what you said to me and so on. Like, yeah. And how was the final exams from those specific subjects? Were they hard or?
So the system was quite similar. I was expecting oral exam, but there were only tests. But there were conditions. You had midterm tests, and I think in all of them I studied. They were midterm tests, maybe not the English classes. So you had to pass the midterm tests around. You had, I think, in micro it was 40%, and then you could have go to the final one. But there were only tests. And you had some mini tests or quizzes during the semester, so you got extra points, which helped you in the final exam or like getting the final grade. And the final tests, they were all right. I think the most trickier one was from the English, actually, which is a paradox. Like the whole class was not even focused on what was in the final test, so it was like improvisation mostly. Like it was about writing essays like on some questions and then some vocabulary like a grammar, which we didn't even go through during the semester. So I didn't know what to think about that, but I passed, so it was good. But the others, of course, I was a bit nervous, but they were fine at the end. They were difficult, but I think nothing you couldn't handle. But I was waiting for like a month and a half, maybe a month for the results, and I thought I didn't pass. So yeah, it was not that easy, but not the most difficult thing.
Yes, that's understandable. It's good when it's somewhere between. It's like medium. It's not hard. It's not easy. And but it also it was really helpful that all of it was in English. Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes the teachers they switched to Spanish, but then someone said like, we're not all Spanish here, even though they were, and I was the only one. But they remembered me there, so they told the teacher, hey, she doesn't speak Spanish. You can switch again. So it was sometimes like, okay, now I'm not gonna understand. But it was like a few seconds. 2 minutes, so nothing.
Small mistake. Doesn't count to the whole experience. So yeah, it's completely fine. Yeah. So, did you have any major cultural shock that you encounter?
I don't think so, because I'm used to be different places all the time, so I quite like got used to it. The major shock was how they are nice, kind, and open, and they're smiling every day because there is a sun, of course. So that was maybe the only shock, and the system with the hours probably. Like I was going to sleep, and as I was living with a family, like with mom and daughter, I was falling asleep, and she was cooking at 10 p.m. or vacuum the floor or something. She was just getting ready to have dinner and was waking up. They were waking up like pretty late, like 10, 11, which I was already like, I wake up at 7:30, like, or 8, something like that. So this was like a bit of a shock, and like not seeing that many people that early. But then the shock was that I had classes at 8 a.m. I was like, so what? Are you Spanish? So yeah, that was the biggest shock, I think. And the people, the kindness and everything. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that about the kindness and people, because yeah, when you are in a foreign country, you want to encounter like you want to have like bad encounters with people. You just want to experience it. You also are feeling nice. I think from inside, when you travel abroad, you finally gain your independence. Finally are on your knees and you do what you want to do, and you are not restricted by the place where you stayed before. And yeah, So it's nice of you nice from you to hear that. So lastly, I would like to ask you what happened after mobility when you came back to the Czech Republic. Did you have any papers to do or something else, or how was your mood?
So I, of course, wanted to come back right after a few exams here, and the weather, of course, the cold and everything. But about 30, 40 days, I was waiting for the transcripts of records, and it was a bit stressful to go and start a new semester without being having the complete courses in the system, in our school system. Because there was this course that I already completed in Spain, and I was still signed up for it, and I didn't want to go because I knew that I already done that, but I was not sure if they're gonna recognize it and they're gonna say yeah, she has it. So that was a bit nervous, and after that I got the transcript of records few days after the semester started, and I could have completed the learning agreement after mobility, which I still was waiting. I was still waiting for the signature of the paper. I waited for a week, and I got it at the beginning of this week, I think, or weekend or something. And this Monday, I finally got everything transferred to the system here, and everything was recognizable, and they accepted everything, all the credits, all the courses. So I felt a bit big relief that finally everything's done, and now I can continue studies here. So that was the paperwork, and now I'm still dealing with sending all the learning agreements to be able to get the remaining amount of money of the scholarship, because I got around 80% of the total scholarship at the beginning of my mobility, and I'm still being owed around 100 and something euros from the EU to the mobility. But it was I need to give them all the papers and that I completed everything, and then they can be okay, it's closed now. Now you're completely back.
Yeah, the paperwork sometimes takes a longer period of time, and it's sometimes really problematic with the different universities, because they have different time schedules, and they do it after and they wait and so on. But in the end, of course, if you done everything correctly, you don't have to worry about, as a student, of nothing. You just ask them about the records and everything. They will send it to you, the university. And university, if you have properly set it up, they will give you all the credits and so on. And like you said, it's the normal amount of the money they will owe you. It's the basics. Before the mobility, it's 80%. After the mobility, it's 20%.
Yeah.
And so we come to the end. I would like to thank you for this interview.
Yeah, thank you so much too.
So, and I want to also thank Magenta Experience Center here in Oce Pankrác for letting us use this podcast center for recording. And we will see you in our next episode. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.